our toolkit, aren't they? And that means that we have a huge range of numerical methods available to us, but we're all working in different application areas. So I put some of these up here. So in numerical methods, we have finite element modelling, finite difference modelling. Ray tracing was so good I named it twice. If your favourite method is not up there, believe me, you're included in the etc. on there as well. So, you know, a huge range of methods that we are all using, but our applications differ in length scale, in frequency, in wavelength scale, in the time scale that we're looking at. We can look at things from transduction into structural acoustics, noise is in there, guided waves in the NDE area, room acoustics. I'm particularly interested in scattering and moving into acoustofluidics. So our numerical methods are our tools. So really this SIG is probably focusing most on the toolkit itself and how we can develop it and where the gaps are in our toolkit. So the gaps as I perceive them, and really I'm looking to my SIG members to work together to identify where the specific gaps are. But my questions were really, do we need to adapt the tools that we've got? So we're happy with our toolkit, but we perhaps have new applications or developments that we need to achieve with those tools. Do we need to be more radical and say, actually, we don't have the tool that we need at the moment, and we need to create a new form of numerical technique in order to do the modelling that we really need? Is it a matter of taking the tools that we have and applying them in new areas? So the developments in the novel techniques, in acoustofluidics, in metamaterials, do we have the tools already, but we need to make sure we're applying them correctly in these developing areas? And finally, I put on there about the commercial links here. Do we start sharing some of these tools that we're developing more widely, and some groups are already doing that? Do we want to invest in commercialising those, working with commercial partners so that we can develop commercial products there? So in terms of collaborations, these are really sort of identifying where we might be benefiting from working together rather than separately. So some of the areas which I think are the most challenging and perhaps would benefit most from collaborative work are the fact that we're looking at multi-time scale problems, multi-length scale problems, and these are really challenging areas to work in. There's a real need for structured approaches to validation and benchmarking. How do we make sure our numerical methods are actually giving us the right answer? And then there are techniques in terms of optimizing our numerical techniques as well, which allows us the capacity to do more refined and larger scale simulations. And that is associated with parallelization and acceleration techniques. And finally, there's an area around facilities, access to facilities, in order to make sure we're using the resources that are available to us in the UK most effectively. So why do we need the SIG as a mechanism? In broad terms, I think we need to address these big shared challenges. We need to drive the innovation in the numerical methods so they work for us. And it's about transferring knowledge really between applications. So there's a danger that we have particular application areas which are doing some really good work around numerical methods, but that's staying within that application space, when actually other areas in acoustics could really be benefiting from that. So I'm keen for us to break out of a silo mentality where we might have, I'm working in finite element and I'm working in finite difference and I'm working in ray tracing and I don't know how to communicate with you. I'm sorry, so I can't talk to you about what I'm doing. So I want to bring us together and try and share the big challenges that we have and to develop these numerical methods as we move forward into innovative areas. Okay, thank you.